What is your name, major, and where are you from?
My name is Indira Tejeda. I am a communications major and I'm from Orlando, Florida.
You describe yourself as a preschool child.
A preschool child. I was very interactive. I used to live in Mexico, so I was always playing outside. I grew up in a farm, so I was always playing around with farm animals, and I knew how to milk cows, and I was just very outdoorsy, tomboyish. I grew up around boys, so I knew every sport, and I was never inside. I was always outdoors, always.
How long did you live in Mexico for?
For 8 years.
Okay, so did you grow up in Mexico and then come to the United States?
I moved there. I lived there up until I was 6, and then I went back when I was 11 up until the age of 13.
And did your parents did they encourage open-ended exploration? So they let you go out and go play outside, or did they prefer you staying inside
They
with
wanted me
toys?
to go outside because there was really nothing to do inside, and they wanted me to be active. They wanted me to have friends, and they always believed that the more I was inside, the more TV I would watch, and then I would be they didn't want me to be lazy. They wanted me to exercise.
What was your knowledge environment like in your home?
My parents were very strict with me. They as soon as I came home, I had to start doing my homework. I had to be done by 7 p.m. the latest, and that was including breaks in between. Then I had Saturday school, so they could teach me I don't know, I had to go to etiquette school. I had to go to certain classes so I could learn different languages. It's really important in Mexico for you to know another language, especially if you're not going to be living there for a long time. So I used to go to French lessons and English lessons from the age of 4 and on.
And what type of reading did your father and mother do when at home?
Did they read to me?
Mm-hmm.
My parents never read to me. They never read to me. It was just me. I learned how to read at the age of 5. I was still I was just starting kindergarten, and I already knew how to read because they would send me to Saturday school where they taught me all of that. So they never read to me as a child.
Okay. And how did your parents or how they handle discipline with you?
They used to spank me. They used to spank me. I was a really bad kid though. I would run away from my mom and I would climb trees, because I knew I was going to get in trouble. I know one time I was coming back from school, and I rode the bus, but it was a public bus, and I used to be obsessed with the Mario video games, so I didn't come home till 4 p.m. and I was only a 6-year-old. I was in first grade, and yeah, that wasn't a good time for me.
And how did you handle the fact that you were being disciplined?
I used to laugh at my mom. I never wanted her to see me cry, so I used to laugh, and I told her that it didn't hurt me or anything, and I would just laugh in her face. So I was a really bad kid, but now looking back at it, I'm really glad that she disciplined me that way, because I compare myself to a lot of people my age, and I'm completely different.
What is your best memory from elementary school?
Well, elementary schools, they don't have a big system there, and they didn't even have a phone in the elementary school I went to. So I convinced the whole class that we didn't have school one day, and no one went to class. So then the next day when I came back to school, I think only 2 people showed up to class, and the teacher was really mad at me, so I got punished by her, and she hit me with a ruler.
And what was your favorite teacher like?
She was actually, the teacher that hit me was my favorite teacher. She was really sweet because she used to bring me lunch sometimes because she was friends with my mom too. And she was very focused. She taught me a lot. It's ridiculous. The education level compared to the, in foreign countries compared to the American level is completely different. We are way more advanced than a lot of kids in America, but it's only because most people don't go to college there, so they have to get all their knowledge within middle school years, up until the middle school years.
And was your school that you attended, was it ethnically diverse? Was it full of different?
Nationalities?
Yeah.
No, everyone, I mean, I grew up in a really small town, so everyone was from the same town. I was the only one that was different than everyone else because I was two different races, so I used to be called the Chinese girl because I look different from everyone.
What is your ethnic group, and like what symbols or traditions do you participate in?
I'm Mexican and Filipino, but I really only grew up with the Mexican culture. So we follow like a very Catholic life. That is going to church, whatever. And then as far as my nationality, we celebrate like the holidays together. Like family is very important. We're extremely family oriented. So everything we do has to be done in a family. There's no like, oh, it's my birthday, so I'm just going out with my friends. It's like a family thing. Or it's New Year's. It has to. It's like every little occasion is a reason to have like a huge party with 1 million people for us too.
And how would you characterize like your desire to learn more?
Just knowing that I've lived in like different parts of the world and I've gotten to see what other people have suffered. Like people in America are so lucky and they have so many opportunities. It makes me just want to continue to grow and advance because not everyone has not everyone's as lucky as I am to be in a school, to go to college, and have an education.
So how was the Esol program when you got into it?
Since I came to school in the States in 2nd grade, I had to do the whole Esol program. So half of my classes were taught in English and the other half were taught in Spanish. I think math was taught in Spanish while reading and whatnot was taught in English. And then it progressed from like having half of your subjects in English and Spanish to like all of your subjects in English, and then just having like someone come and tutor and mentor you, so you knew what you were learning. I already knew like a lot since my mom tried to have me learn English as a kid, but just it was different coming and having that being the only language that was spoken to me.
Okay, now Indy's gonna talk, and she's gonna talk in Spanish about how she met me or how she knew me.
Yo conocí a Julie el segundo año de mi universidad, el primero de ella. Ella hizo el proceso de las hermandades, la conocí durante la segunda noche. Recuerdo que me gustó mucho el collar que ella tenía puesto y la blusa. Después ella se hizo mi hermana en la hermandad y ahora es una de mis muy buenas amigas. Me gusta mucho compartir el tiempo con ella. Es una persona muy interesante y chistosa. Entonces es algo que disfruto.
Right now, Indy's gonna read out of my teaching social studies book in English.
Democratic citizenship, the first goal of social studies. Good citizenship is widely recognized as the most important goal of social studies. The definition of social studies adopted by the National Council of Social Studies, NCSS, states, the primary purpose of social studies is to help young people develop the ability to make informed and reasoned decisions for the public good as citizens of a culturally diverse, democratic society in an independent world.
Thank you, Indy.
You're welcome.